Hello, everyone. I'm Corey Chicazola, live from Cinema Blend here at the Facebook Event Center in Manhattan. And I'm talking to 3 of the cast members of Alien Covenant, Danny McBride, Billy Crudup, and Jesse Smollett.
Hey, Corey.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Exciting.
Thanks for having us here.
You've been doing a lot of press. Does it feel like it's finally time for you to birth this beautiful movie onto the world?
Interesting metaphor, yeah, especially
For this all-male panel.
film. Yep. I think we're ready to release it into the public.
We're ready for it to explode from our chest out into the public. Yeah.
That was probably a better choice. I should have written that in advance. I was just curious of your gentlemen, your relationship to the franchise as a whole. Are you big Alien fans? Is this a first intro?
I definitely grew up on this franchise, loved these films, and so, yeah, it's insane to be able to be a part of it. And you just hope that you don't ruin the franchise for everyone. That's really the biggest thing you have to kind of deal with when you enter something as cool as this.
Yeah, I grew up, there was a big mythology around that moment in the first movie when the thing burst out of John Hurt's chest. I think I was 10 or 11, and so we'd heard a lot that there was this movie out there that was going to freak everybody out. A couple of us decided it would be a good idea to sneak in. And once we saw that moment, we were out of there like that, but it scarred us forever. So it's been a big part of my life and my therapy for many years.
Were you just hoping to get the honor of a chest pop? You were just like, oh, please let me terrify another generation of children.
Well, please, that's what I want to do, and it's traumatized as many as possible. But what is this rated?
I think it's G or PG.
No, that doesn't seem like a possible.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely a romantic comedy.
Yeah. It's I was. Was the question about
your relationship to the?
This is live. This is happening.
How many children you want to terrify? Either one.
If we could just
This
start.
is vodka.
If we could just start from the top. Can we reset? Can we just roll this back? All right, Danny, you answer that one. This one's more for you.
Mark Zuckerberg hates you, Billy.
Just kidding. It's okay. What were you talking about? I don't even know.
I don't recall.
Yeah. You liked the movies. You thought they were great.
You have a
feel
positive
honored to be in
relationship
it.
with the franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you want to ruin other people's lives with this film.
But I said all that, guys.
Yes.
Pay it forward. Pay the nightmares
And it was
forward.
done brilliantly.
And you were going to follow it up with?
Well, Corey. My first introduction to Alien was very interesting. When I was like 8 years old, 9 years old, my older brother went to Blockbuster. Remember Blockbuster? Remember that? Y'all are old enough to remember Blockbuster. Maybe the kids don't, but y'all do.
There's still one in Alaska that's actually fully functional that you can visit. Just a little
Really?
bit. Yes,
Awesome.
We wrote about it at Cinema Blend. Obviously, we were very excited.
Where is it?
about it. Somewhere in Alaska.
Alaska.
Yeah, they have the last living one.
Oh, well, Sarah Palin's going there. Anyway, but here's the thing. We actually went to Blockbuster, and my older brother rented 2 movies that we were not supposed to see when my parents were out, and it was Boys in the Hood and Alien. So 2 movies that at 8 years old you really shouldn't be watching. But, I mean, I loved them both. So I was a fan of the first and second Alien, and then, so to be a part of this franchise has been kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you all worked with Ridley Scott. I mean, this is canon. You're part of the mythos of Alien. How does that feel? No one can take that away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, of all the things they can take away from me, my home, my furniture,
My children.
my car is leased. No, this is one they cannot.
Yeah.
It does feel
Forever.
pretty exciting to be a part of that whole mythology. Because the fan base is huge, and to see it grow generation after generation, and they had such remarkable actors in all of it, it does make you feel kind of privileged to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And you also got to, there's some Funko Pops happening. I mean, I feel like once you become a Funko Pop doll, then you're pretty much good. You're famous, that's it.
That's always been my goal. That's kind of like, no, that's when you can back off, is when they have the Funko Pop action figure comes out.
Yeah, what is a Funko Pop?
Oh, there's like these little vinyl dolls that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
I just didn't know they were called Funko Pop. Got it. Understood. Got it.
Have they come out yet?
Oh yeah, you definitely have a character. Your character is definitely one of them.
Oh, man.
Hey.
We wrote about it at Cinema Blend. It's a big story.
Big deal. Wait, I need a different
You need
one of these now because I'm going to get rid of the sad
Yeah,
face
thumbs
there.
up.
Yeah. Yep. Excited.
So Jesse, a lot of fans know you best from your work on Empire. What is it about this project that you think all of your fans from that TV show should be really excited about, or something different they're going to see from you?
That's a good question. It's certainly not, for one, I'm not singing in it. I'm not wearing tight stretched jeans and and high heel Saint Laurent boots like Jamal does. And this time I'm fighting aliens instead of Lucius. You know, it's a good time. It's a good
Slightly
time.
different?
Yeah, it's slightly different. It's completely different. It's completely different than Empire for obvious reasons. So it's just, you know, it's something. They'll have a really good time. I'm scared to say anything because I'm scared to give anything away.
No, spoiler free.
It's
Don't
gonna
worry.
be. I promise y'all, you will have a really, really, really good time.
And people will see you nude too. It's a big
Yeah.
plus. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
there you go. I
We're
expect
on
to see all the
network
likes
television,
going.
you guys. So we can't do that. But oh yeah.
To not, once again, we're going to keep it spoiler free, but we're about to see there's a lot of pretty horrifying visuals and deaths, which was great. As a horror fan, I had the best time.
You are a horror fan.
Yeah, I'm like that guy who giggles when people get murdered
me
really
too,
weirdly
me
in
too.
movies. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I am.
You're a horrible person.
Yeah.
It's so shocking that it's funny. You're just like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, definitely. But how did it feel to be on set? How did you keep things light when there's people just kind of like screaming in agony for days, weeks at a time?
A lot of it comes down from the top. It's Ridley. Like his approach and attitude towards this is he's just really enjoying himself, and you could see how giddy he would get when you would come across, you know, mutilated corpses of your cast members, and he's just like excited to show you how gruesome it is. And I think that is definitely contagious. You know, when you see that he's having fun with it, it's very hard not to be enjoying it yourself. It's cool.
It's pretty awesome. Has it, for you working on, you have the Halloween movie down the line, was this experience like formative at all for you to be like on the horror set in all the blood and guts?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you work on any set, it's always good to take what you can from that. And I mean, you get to work on a set with Ridley Scott, and a guy who started this franchise and has successfully scared people for generations. Yeah, I think what you can take from it also is just the, you know, the mastery he kind of takes into something that of this genre. You know, that it's not just a simple slasher film where people get killed. I mean, you leave this movie actually asking questions about creation and what are we creating and what's our relationship with the things that we're creating. And so I think that's the fact that he can make you scared and also make you think. I think that's like an important aspect of horror.
And well, and also there are few opportunities you get acting to go back to that place when you were a teenager making movies with your brothers or whatever, where you get to make it super gory and have fun doing it. And Ridley's one of those guys who he just has all of the best possible tools in the world to create the scariest effects. So it's a pretty sweet experience.
It's great. We're also taking a few questions. Right now, people are asking questions on the Facebook of both the Alien Facebook as well as Cinema Blend's Facebook. One of those is from Ian. It's to Mr. Danny right here. What's your favorite Alien movie, and specifically favorite scene?
You know what? That's a hard choice. I mean, I think
Yeah, but you can mention a scene that I'm in. It's fine.
Yeah, it's obviously this film is my favorite Alien movie, and anything with Billy in it is my favorite scene.
Thank you. You didn't have to say that.
But if I'm going to have
genuine.
to not say this film, the first Alien, I think, and I think the first chestburster scene. I mean, that really introduced you to something that you didn't know you were afraid of, which is the idea that a parasite could live inside of you and explode out of your abdomen. It's pretty cool. I never thought about that before.
I've always thought about that. I'm there every day. Jennifer Frank is asking, it seems like the alien likes to probe people in the most terrifying way ever. Do you agree?
Yeah. Do you mean the movie or the actual alien? Because the alien doesn't do as much probing as eating. Like, it just gets down to business.
Yeah.
But I think Ridley is a fan of being provocative. I think he likes messing with people, and he knows how to do it. So he sets it up to be to give you the biggest thrill and the biggest scare that he can possibly create. He's a good master of the haunted house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I felt when I was in the audience, you get the nice build-up before the moments of horror happen, but then all the moments of horror and the murders and all that good stuff, they're all different.
Yeah.
When you would think, oh, I have this one type of villain, this is what they're going to do. And each horrifying death is different from the next.
And it's relentless too. It's non-stop. I mean, the action is pretty exciting in this one.
I agree.
And you really have no idea who's going to go next. You know what I'm saying? The second that you think that you know,
Right out of the gate.
Danny dies.
Yep.
Spoiler alert. Oh, we did an angry face. There you go. I have a question from Jared Klosterman to the cast.
Oh, Jared.
What was it like working with Ridley Scott?
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
he's a master. Like this, to see anyone who is just completely in charge of their craft, it doesn't matter where it is an awe-inspiring experience. And Ridley is at the top of what he's doing right now, and he seems to be really enjoying it. So when you feel included in that, it's a pretty rare experience, and I feel lucky that I'm old enough that I have been through enough experiences to enjoy it while it's happening. So for me, it was a pretty great time.
Yeah, it's nuts, and you don't know what the tone is going to be like on the set. Is it going to be fun? Is it going to be real serious? And it's awesome to work with someone who you've put on such a high pedestal, and he's just having fun with everybody. It's great.
And like Danny said, it does come from the top. Like he was so excited, still to this day, even when we saw him in London at the premiere, he's still so excited about people experiencing this, and he's also an Alien fanatic as well. He loves this stuff. So to see someone that's been doing it so long, that you respect so much, that's such an icon and a legend in their own field, doing this and having so much fun, you can't help but enjoy yourself on set. It's ridiculous. He's like a kid. He's very professional, but he's like a kid.
I'm sure part of that is because technology has changed so much, and now you can see the creatures and the xenomorph in such an intense detail. I mean, the rendering of it is just like really out of control. So I'm sure that helps in keeping it fresh, because it was practical, and now there's all these kind of different tools to.
Well, he still uses a load of practical tools. I mean, every set you walk onto is like an art installation. The detail that's gone into it, the design, the ingenuity of him creating this entire universe for you to inhabit it's a pretty rare kind of experience. So, and the stuff that wasn't there, he would be able to show us renderings of what was going to be there in pretty vivid detail. So that was sweet.
I think that's what was cool too, is that we were working with someone in a film and in a franchise like this, that where he started the franchise before we had all of the different technical advances that we have now. So all of the CGI and all of that type of amazing stuff that we have now, we didn't have back then. So he still does relies on some of the CGI, of course, but he also relies on the very real stuff. So the alien is not computerized. The alien is a 7-foot guy in that suit, scary as hell in real life. So it's, it helps a lot. It helps a lot. We certainly were not acting, against tennis balls or anything, which I was expecting to do.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a shift back to practical, I feel like, especially in the past few years, J.J. Abrams and everything.
Yeah.
We have another question from Alberto Slitty.
Alberto Slitty, this is a long question.
I know, he's got a lot to say. He's cool, though. He's Cinema Blend's friend, so he can stick around. He says, hi, Cinema Blend. I saw Alien Covenant in Milan on May 11th. And I'd really like to compliment you guys for your fantastic performances.
Alberto.
See, you were really mean at him at
kind.
first, and he was just trying to give you love.
I wasn't trying to give you love, Alberto.
I've always been a fan.
It's just, it's a lot of words on the screen, so I was confused. I'm sorry, Alberto. Love you.
But he's got kind of like a larger question, a little bit theological. Has the movie in some way changed your perception about any other possible life form outside of our galaxy? Do you believe in aliens? And then he also wants to wish you guys a have a good day.
Have a nice day, Alberto.
Thank you,
Trying to be a real
Alberto.
champ. Yeah.
Well, it's hard for me to imagine with so much life here on this planet that there's not life somewhere else. So, and Ridley, I think, has that instinct as well. Though I think as he's gotten older, he seems to. He says as he's gotten older, he's become more interested in the same thing that Wayland is interested in the Alien movies, which is meeting his creator. He wants to understand what that creative engine was that sparked humanity. So I don't know. Being around him is a pretty Danny?
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, awesome. That's the word.
Well, I totally believe that there are other life forms. Like, I'll butcher this, but George Carlin has a really funny line that if we are the only things that exist, the universe aim low and achieve little. And I agree with that.
Of course, George Carlin.
So good.
No, I think honestly, as Earthlings, we would be a little bit self-absorbed and egotistical to think that of all of the places besides Earth, that we are the only ones. I doubt that, but I guess we'll see.
Okay, yeah.
Who is more qualified to answer this than the three of us?
Obviously.
As a panel of.
A lot of times when you're in a movie like this, you become an expert on things.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yep.
We studied, fighting aliens.
Yeah.
That's right.
We watched a lot of
flying
Ancient
spaceships.
Aliens.
You took a crash course.
And going out of space. Yeah, no doubt.
So we have a lot of Eastbound and Down fans over at Cinema Blend.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, because as everyone should be, go
Clapping is
go
not
binge
clapping.
that immediately.
I would have clapped.
And Tennessee, your character, is like such a fun. He's like a really source of kind of comedy in the movie, and he's such a big life. And I was just expecting him to talk about fixins the whole time.
Yeah, he should have.
Fingers crossed.
No fixins in the Milky Way out there. Only in food courts at malls. Yeah.
So we have time for a few more questions. The next comes from Omar Farrer. What was the most challenging part of playing your role in Covenant?
Well, you've got something not
Well,
eating?
No, I was just thinking about the lines. I'm used to Empire where we improvise so much, and this we improvise some, like the scene with Danny, myself, your wife, and Callie, like Amy and Callie. That was like improvised, the sweet blah 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 blah. But with this, I would cut it out of the sides of the script in the morning, and I would like sit it there and before everything. And I think I'm good at like memorizing lines, but it was scary because I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly like 4B, 2B, Orga 6, 8, 9, 10. I'm like, what is this? Like, there's no chance to improvise, but these were real like terms. Except Orga 6. But these were real actual terms, and Ridley was very specific when he said these are actual terms from like NASA. So you have to, there was no real wiggle room to, you couldn't show up to set drunk apparently. Because you had to remember all these things.
I guess he
We
messed that up.
We weren't supposed to?
Yeah.
No, you weren't supposed to. But you're a pro. You're a pro.
For me, I don't know. The character was he was kind of hard to put my finger on for a while, because you know that he's got to lead the crew into a bad situation, but you don't want to make him a straight up antagonist, and you want him to try to be comprehensible to people, even though he's going to make mistakes that are obvious to anyone who has seen an Alien movie, as witnessed by the preview there. You don't look in the egg. There's just,
Yeah, rule number one.
So
Yeah,
finding
don't do that.
finding the thinking behind the guy who has to do that was a pretty interesting, fun experience. But it was hard.
I think maybe, I've never acted in any movie before where you're acting against someone playing an android. And Fassbender is so committed, and it was like, it was hard to like make eye contact with him while you're delivering lines because you're saying stuff and he's reacting to nothing. He's just like processing what you're saying like he's a computer. And I had to just kind of like look over his shoulder because it would just make me laugh just saying lines to someone and they're just staring at you dead eye. Yeah, I feel like I was just talking to my wife all the time, telling her what my job
It was too real.
is. Yeah, too real.
But it was really great. I mean, you're mostly known as a comedian. To see your more dramatic side, I thought you gave like a really heartfelt performance.
Oh, thank you.
Slow clap, slow clap.
Slow rise.
We'll get there. The volume levels will get there eventually.
I mean, was that a challenge? Were you excited to step into a different type of role?
I love making comedies, but comedies are just as difficult as making any genre. It's like you just want to be believable no matter what it is, if it's funny or if it's supposed to be dramatic or scary. And but it was exciting to have the opportunity to kind of flex a muscle that I'm not usually looked for. So it was good. Yeah, I had fun.
Great. I mean, it's very. As a fan, I was super psyched for you. We have another question from David Leeper. He has, Billy, you're part of the superhero universe, The Watchmen and The Flash, and now the Alien universe. Which one was more challenging for you in regards to your role?
Watchmen was pretty challenging to try to figure out the mindset of a guy who can manipulate matter
Everything.
at the particle level.
You know how to do that naturally.
But the hard part was to then manage a relationship because he had a girlfriend too. So when he was thinking about how atoms are fused inside a star, that's what occupied his time, and he didn't really want to be paying attention to the fact that it was Valentine's Day. So that was an interesting problem to have. I've enjoyed being a part of all of them, man. I have as much a sci-fi streak in me. So that is one of the great joys of being an actor is getting to experience all these different vivid, imaginative worlds.
That's really good.
Was it?
Yeah,
Like-
thumbs up. Yeah,
That made me.
Tears of happiness.
That seriously made me like.
Sad.
That was beautiful.
Oh, wow.
That was great.
Oh,
You guys with your
Wait,
space work.
which one is this? What does this mean?
like
You're laughing so much.
Yeah.
Haha is the official thing that comes up.
Okay, gotcha.
So we're going to do one more question for you gentlemen. Comes from Colby Smith,
Hey,
who
Colby.
asked, what was one of the scariest moments that happened on set? So I guess not necessarily going into spoiler territory. I guess you can keep it vague in regards to which characters things were happening to, but...
it's surprising that even though it's all make pretend and that none of it is real, the actual like seeing someone in an alien costume pursue you is scary. Even if there's a crew there filming it, it's still like it triggers something inside that you'd be surprised of how like horrifying that image is. Yeah.
But I'm sure that's helpful.
You don't have to act much. It's fine.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think of anything I can say that I can say, and I can't say it. So
Sad
that one part
emoji.
was so
all
scary.
of it.
Yeah, it's a tricky question to like let all the moments of surprise and horror still remain new.
Well,
for
most
them.
of the scary moments are like Danny said earlier. Or when you get a chance to play your scene, you just don't want to screw it up. You have this responsibility that you feel that you want to help Ridley tell his story. You want to be a part of the entire canon of Alien, and you want your character to be comprehensible to people. So when they say go, that's pretty scary.
I don't know if it was for me if it was scary, but I keep telling the story. We all had to get dummies made of like complete realistic mannequins, and our art department was phenomenal because down to there's a birthmark on the tip of my nose and like follicles of hair on your chest. Like your body and your face, and when you see it, it's freaky. Like even down to my teeth, they took every single measurement you could imagine, and then from the waist up, and just this is okay. But it was freaky. It was literally like looking in the mirror. It was really, really, just weird. And then he's just standing there, just sitting there like a normal human being. And you kind of want to take them home and like sit them in your passenger seat in your car or something.
I took them all home. All of their body molds I took home.
Part of your family now.
Yeah, I have
Hang
them
out.
posed around the dining room table and talk to
tell
them.
stories again.
Make meals for them. And
You could record voices
That's
and
right.
responses so everybody could
Arsenic and old
I
lace.
play stuff from your
meets
movies and
Dexter.
shows. Yeah.
It's so weird.
Well, I want to thank you, gentlemen, so much for taking the time out
Thank
to
you
talk
so
to us
much.
here at the Facebook Event Center.
Awesome.
Everyone should go check out Alien Covenant.
Yes.
ASAP hits theaters on Friday. I'm here with Cinema Blend, and thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.